Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for property to buy, you can also contact me. And for those of you who lend your friend and your family your hard-earned cash and you cannot get it back, feel free to contact us at Real Talk, that collection department, 339-1670 or 238-6716, and get in touch with us. Now, viewers, I want to say good night to those of you on our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali page. Like and share as we go live. Now, the page, we keep you up to date during the course of the day with incidents that is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. So if you want to know what is taking place during the course of the day, like and share our page. Tell your friends, tell your family about Real Talk with Saieed Ali page. You know, we keep you all up to date. And those of you on the YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you will know when we go live. So viewers, I must say a good night to you. It's a lovely Tuesday night. The weather was a little hot in some places. It rained in some places. But nevertheless, it is 7 o'clock on Synergy TV. So we are here. Spreading the good news, the bad news, the in-between news. But nevertheless, as we start off tonight, viewers, the new state-of-the-art Arima Hospital have been officially opened. The long-awaited facility was opened this morning. For several years, Arima residents had staged demonstrations in the community asking for the proper hospital to be built to replace the old Arima Hospital, which is out, I should say. So the people up on the east now, the people up in the east, you finally have the new hospital you could take part in. So viewers, according to Dr. Rowley said that despite the economic difficulties, he was always on the side of ensuring that the Arima area had a hospital. The 150 facility beds will offer a full range of healthcare service to the people of the East. Take a look at this.
I did not want to consider stopping this project because I felt that if we had something for which the people of Arima would be grateful, of all the things that we'd be doing for the rest of the country, I knew that primary on the list of things for the people of Arima was this hospital. And that is why we did not choose the option of stopping this project in those very dark days of 2016.
So viewers, feel free to call in 238-6716. Let me hear what you have to say. I want to hear what the people up on the east have to say concerning your brand new hospital. So, tonight now, after the big protest and thing, I want to hear your comments tonight concerning the protest that took place. Now listen this. Listen this. The Commissioner of Police, Mr. Gary Griffith, believes that there are persons, or there were persons at yesterday's protest who were trying their best to intimidate police officers. He made the comments while addressing the media earlier. According to the police commissioner, permission was granted for the protest. However, it got out of control.
There was a request by an individual on behalf of 4 other persons. They expected there to be no more than 4 or 5 persons. It got totally out of control. A request was submitted to me as the Commissioner of Police, and it was granted. However, hundreds turned up, and obviously that could have caused a security, a health risk, traffic congestion, which is why we need to be aware prior to. I provided that approval, as I stated, and the approval would continue if persons submit such requests, especially in this situation as it pertains to any campaign with Black Lives Matter.
Commissioner Griffith explained that persons there were in breach of the public health regulations.
Some actually came there to cause confrontation and confusion, and that is why I actually turned up there. I anticipated what it is that actually came about. I actually moved all the police officers with any degree of heavy firearms from the area because they would have stated that we came in there high-handed. Then they started breaching the social distancing. I was able to be very flexible. They did not wear masks. I continued to be flexible. They stayed after the 4 p.m. I said nothing. So they kept trying to push the envelope to find an avenue to see what could be done. What could be done to try to see if it is that the police could do something so that they will be able to say, aha, we catch them.
All right, now viewers, let's have a discussion between me and you, the public. Like I said on a previous show, Mr. Floyd died in the US. He's a citizen of the US. He died on US soil. The protest arised in Trinidad now. You all have seen where protests in the US led to violence, led to looting, led to burning down of buildings and stores. So in Trinidad now, the protests reached now in Trinidad in the Queen's Park Savannah. So I want you now, let the video run, guy. Shane. So I want you now to tell me if we in Trinidad were abiding by the laws of the COVID-19 laws, the social distancing laws, and also with respect to officers there, were we in the proper gear of protesting peacefully, as the commissioner said? As you all looking at the video, you tell me what you all think. I want to hear from you. And is this the kind of thing we are starting in Trinidad? Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, the best business they have to run in Trinidad is the tent rental by $541,000.
We come into that just now, caller.
Huh?
We come into that just now, don't worry.
Yeah,
I want to hear.
$41,000 for
I want to hear your comments concerning this video that you are seeing on screen. Let it run, Shane. Let the video run. I want to hear your comments. Look at this woman. Look, the bacchanal we're going on with Ford Khan, Ford Abu Bakr and ministers and things. He was a man there. You are a man known in the public. Look what this woman is doing. It's a standoff between the officer. Look, that gentleman take the officer's hat. You're interfering with police belongings. You understand? You see, when you confront an officer while doing his job, you're asking for problems. And you're buying your problem cash. When the police hold you now, you want to blame the police. So you tell me, any part of that what they are doing there, it representing a protest? Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
All our people are protesting there without respirator. The police should hold all them and lock them up and charge them a fine.
Thank you very much. Look, the commissioner right there. Look, the commissioner is right there. We protesting, but we having a standoff with the officer. You all want to represent George, Mr. Floyd in the US, but all protesting down here with our violence. You interfere with the police hat. That is not your property. What about if the officer now, while you start running, what about if the officer pull a gun and shoot you in your back? What about if some officers now, they scramble you now and with using force now, put you on the ground and kneel down on you? You know what's the first thing you're saying? The first thing you are saying is that the officer is wrong. You're protesting peacefully. Where you grabbing the officer hat and running for? The officer, he videotaping. They are public officers. They work with the law. They're videotaping with their camera just like everybody else stick out their cell phone. Look at the woman. Look at the gentleman right there. Look how they stand off for the officer watch. Look at that. And then all I want to blame the officers. Look at the woman walking up on the officer. If a female officer walking there now and deal with she in a different way, all I will blame the police officers. Let me hear what all they had to say to the public. Caller, good night.
Hello, good evening, Saeed.
Go
Hello?
ahead. You're live.
Yeah, Saeed. So, and they say they don't want social distancing and gathering. How it had so much of people increase Park Savannah?
Thank you very much.
What about the man who take away the police hat? What about if he take a gun from him now and run with it?
This is what I'm talking about.
Why Gary Griffith didn't arrest nobody there? How come Gary Griffith arrest nobody? They said no more gathering, more than 10 people. And what are people having in the Savannah? The protesters that are even concerned we.
But what I looking at, thank you, caller. What I looking at, right? Look forward, Abu Bakr right there. Look him right there. The other days it had a bacchanal going on with, he saying when he met with the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister saying he didn't met with them. That was the perfect time to set an example. That was the perfect time. Look how the gentleman running away from the officers. Look at that. You go tell me that is a right thing? Now when you hold them now and you deal with them different, you're coming to blame the police. No part of that is a peaceful protest. No part of that. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I find those people getting on like some big back hyenas, right? And that Mr. Barker's son, I don't know what his motive is being there. Election time, we watching. Election time.
Thank you, my dear. You see, let me tell you something. The video is saying a lot, you know. The video is saying a lot. It is saying a lot. That is the behavior. They protesting peacefully. But a woman walking up to a police. Let me tell you something. You don't need a female officer to arrest a female, If you didn't know, let us just say that male officer decided to handle that woman now. What's going to happen there? Keep in mind, he have a recording device. Keep in mind, he is a officer of the TTPS. What you think would have happened there? The amount of innocent, or I'm using the wrong term, the amount of individuals would have ended up with a broken hand or a broken foot. It would have been a different story. Caller, good night. Hello? I guess we lost that. The commissioner gave all of the approval to protest. All you got the approval to protest. You didn't have on mask in the public. He abided with that. He abided with the crowd. He gave all of the chance. All of breached the health regulations. All of breached the health regulation. And now all you want to say now, the public health regulations, I'll break it as you can see it in the video. No social distancing. Look at that. And in return, all I want to say the police bad. Look at her. Watch at her. Watch. I wonder if her parents is happy now. I wonder if she's happy now. All are protesting with violence. No part of that is a peaceful protest. None. So it's the same thing they have going on in the US now. It's the same thing all I want to practice in Trinidad. Caller, good night.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, you're live on Real Talk.
I would like the commissioner to shut down this country in the night. And don't let anybody in and out of this country.
Thank you, my friend. they were saying, no justice, no justice, no justice. So I wonder what they were doing there against that officer, if that was justice. Was that justice? If that male officer decided to manhandle that female there, let me tell you something, it would have been a different story. It would have been a different story. You see, in Trinidad, we have a different mentality. When a monkey jump on this tree, we jumping on this tree. Kanye West. Nicole, am I correct? Kanye West donated $2 million to Mr. Floyd's daughter so she could finish her education. What do I get? If the Commissioner of Police decides to review that footage, you know how much you're going to end up with that case? Do you know how many of you would end up with that case? So all the innocent things as they're going to protest, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. As a black man in Trinidad, my hair straight. As an Indian, and I'm telling you, I am a black man. Some of you don't even know the difference between a black man country or a white man country. And it's not a matter of race or religion. It's a matter of educating yourself. Call her good night.
Miss Sally, good night.
Go right ahead.
Miss Sally, somebody have 70,000 for me, right? And he given me real runaround to give me. Could I get some information how to deal with this after the program, please?
Not a problem. Call me tomorrow now. 339-1670.
339?
1670.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, my dear. So viewers, these are what we have. You want to march peacefully, but you're against the officers. You're against the officers. What about all the letter facing the court this morning? What's going to happen? What going to, and the man to set an example there, he's not doing it. You're not doing it. Instead of you fight for the officers' right, you're fighting against the officers' right. Me no business who vex, you know. But the writing is the writing. No, like you play mad wrong me. If it's mad, all I want to play is mad, all I go end up. It's mad, all I go end up. I line all I know that. Call her good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead.
I've been listening to your program for a while, and I find you're a very condescending man the way you refer to Africans in Trinidad and Tobago. You think use that part of the problem.
No, let him talk, let him talk.
Use that part of the racist.
Go ahead, caller.
Use that part, Mr. Saieed, the racist.
Really?
Yes, you are.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Well,
if you was there, would you be getting on like that?
of course not, but people rattle up now, Mr. Saieed. Look what's going on all over the world. It's not only in Trinidad. It's going on.
Okay, it's going on all over the world. So much a black man getting killed right in Trinidad here. Nobody are protesting. A man get killed in the US and all are protesting? Huh? I wonder if you get salary grant if you sign up. I wonder if you get food card. I wonder if your business shut down. You see, that is the difference with us Trinidadian. That is the difference. We standing up for nothing and we expecting everything. We standing up for nothing and we expecting everything. How much of them there? How much of them there got food card, got salary grant, got rental assistance? How many of them there got that? We want to stand up and protest for our next man who get killed in the US. Ting, 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 big galavan, squaring off with law enforcement officers down here. He done die across there. I believe tomorrow is the funeral. All they want to protest now to end up in front of the magistrate tomorrow morning. Let me turn it around a little bit. Now that all the protesting take place in the US, Right? And they mash up stores from groceries, haberdasheries, clothes store, shoe store, furniture store. Who going to suffer now? Common sense fall, you know. Who going to suffer? Who going to suffer? Me? No, not me. The grocery abandoned, you had to wait till the bill back in order to get food. The clothes store you damaged, you had to wait for them to open back now in order to get a shirt. The shoe store that they rob and burn down, they have to wait till that building now, renovate it back, and they take back stock now in order for you to get shoes. The marketplace, they have no market again. So, you know, technically, you know where legislations to pass in Trinidad and Tobago. On top of that, we get 2 bills with that. Was that for race? No. That was to protect you. That was to protect you. It's not about race. If I was on a race thing, I wouldn't push for bills for when bandits run into all your house to get bail and come out the next day. I wouldn't push for that. No, I want to this and that and the next. Go jump up, collect 2 bato. Jump up and collect 2 bato. That's your gift. Peaceful protest. And you go home with the back of your foot swell up. Peaceful protest. And you're paying $1,000 in the magistrate court the next day for misbehavior, for assaulting an officer. You gone for a peaceful protest. And that's where you end up with. Peaceful for protest, for taking TTPS garment and running away with it. When they get caught with a police vest or anything belonging to a police officer in a raid, where does get? You just get racist? Well, tell me, call back and tell me where you get in. You'll go behind the bars and sit down. Or they'll put you on a fine. You see, we lack common sense. We lack leadership. We lack conducting ourselves in the proper way. We have 2 parties. We have a black man party, and we have a next black man party run by East Indian. Where the division came in now? But we foolish Trinidadians fighting for our cause with a man dead in the US. Suppose the commissioner decides to review that footage and go after those individuals, which he should have done already. Because TTPS officer, he represents the law-abiding, not the one that walking up in the face, not the one that taking out the hat and run. Boy, you making joke. If I had an intelligence unit team up there, believe me, every single one of them will be facing the law. Take what I telling all you. It didn't have no race thing there. I laying all you know what would have happened. So if you okay with your daughter stepping up like that, well then when you train your daughter, when she get back to you, you look for it. If that's what you want to call and say racist, you look for that. I'm raising $10 million to build a rape crisis center. It have racist in that? Say something now. Like I say, I don't know if you get salary grant or relief grant or you're still waiting on grant. And you lack common sense, mouth they say anything, you know. Mouth they say anything. That was it. Have some of them who just like to stay behind the 4 walls in their house. Saeed, you're so and so, and you're so, but come out and do something. You don't know how, you don't even have a plan. You don't even have a plan. Call her good night. Hello?
Hello?
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Ali?
Yes, sir.
In this COVID-19 period, that permission was not supposed to be granted for any protest to take place.
Thank you very much.
Like that commissioner singing for Isapa or what? Or they're looking for the Trinidad Afro sympathy for votes because this government have not done well. No negotiation has been started. Much have been committed in Trinidad and Tobago. So they have to look for sympathy in order to do these things, Mr. Ali. And the people who carry all this protest, they look like the radical terrorists. Because look at our man there. I see them right now come from a terrorist family background. And these terrorist people taken up front. So the police in Trinidad and Tobago, when you hold them, you can't do them what happened to the boy in New York, right? So those are only the radicals out there taking front. Gary is supposed to mash up that protest once and for all, fought to it, because that is far too much people out there with all and all these things. But you're charging people on the beach, you're charging a group of people on the corner, you're charging all them people. I would have sued the state of Trinidad and Tobago and the Attorney General if I did get charged. Because here is equality of treatment for each and every citizen in Trinidad and Tobago that is guaranteed by SO4 of the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago. That is unfair to charge me, but you're giving them permission to go out there to do what?
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. I was hoping somebody would have called in and say that. If we have in Trinidad and Tobago in existence, now listen this, the commissioner granted the authorization to keep a peaceful protest. You can't tell me to have 5 people going on protest. The Commissioner Gary explained that persons were in breach of the public health regulations. There did about 20 of them breach the public health regulation by the beach. And how much they had to pay? How much they had to pay? So here now is where the Commissioner of Police now will be under a little fire. You, Commissioner, granted them, you give them the approval to have a peaceful protest. Were you thinking back then about the public health regulations when you granted that protest approval? Think about that. Think about that. Now you come up in the media briefing and say now that they breach the public health regulations. But you were supposed to deny that protest because we have a COVID-19 policy in effect in Trinidad and Tobago where social distancing applies. You cannot dine in because it's causing a crowd. Place your order and move. The bar is not opening because when you go into a bar, it's a gathering and it will cause a problem. Although I just congratulate the Commissioner of Police. When you're wrong, you're wrong. So I want to find out now if anybody will be charged in that protest for breaching the public health regulations. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Yes, I'm calling just to say that you're doing a wonderful job, and I appreciate you standing up for our country and for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We need these type of things in our country. We need people to stand up and say what is right, what is wrong. What they did in the savannah is not right.
Thank you, my dear. You see, and you know what's the sad part about it? The health minister saying that when we bring in these extra more hundreds of individuals from outside, we would have to pay for quarantine. That is what he said. They're thinking about it. We will have to pay, they will have to pay for quarantine. But we have the protest in the Savannah was approved by the Commissioner of Police, knowing willfully that there's a public health regulation in effect. And that is the problem. Another problem is that a woman confronting an officer face to face and no action. Another wants to take the hat of the officer that belongs to TTPS and ran with it, and no officer held him. But the radio house and they catch you with a TTPS vest, they're charging you. They catch you with a jacket, they're charging you. They catch you with an army camouflage outfit, they're charging you. But the officer, the individual, snap the hat, put it on the head, and then fling it back at the officer. You know what you tell in Trinidad and Tobago? It is okay for you to do officers what all you want. That is the signal and the message you're sending. You are telling that police officer, man, you deal with it by yourself. It's okay for that. That is the message you're sending. That is what you're doing. And for a message to be sent to the public by that, with you, Commissioner, being there in that Savannah, boy, it's a big thing. That is why we lawless in Trinidad and Tobago. That is why we lawless. So I'm waiting to see by the end of the week, what's going to come out from this. I'm waiting to see. I want to see 5,000 people getting charged for breaching the public health regulations, because 20 of them end up in the beach and they got charged. They had to pay a fine. So I want to see what's going to happen with this protest. I want to see. Because that signal that you sent with that woman and that individual, let me tell you something. It says a lot to citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. It says a lot. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead.
Saieed.
Yes, you're live. Go right ahead.
I listen to your show every day, right? Support you, and I also support the Commissioner of Police. But what he did yesterday, by allowing those people to march, he dropped the ball.
Yes.
He had no right to authorize it. Knowing what was going on with that George Floyd incident in the U.S.
Correct.
This is opportunity for people to use this marching thing to create chaos and confusion and put his own police officers in a very compromising position.
Yes.
The fact that he grants the right to carry out the march yesterday, the game would have changed when they took off the police hat. Because you said that you all want to conduct a peaceful march. And what transpired yesterday, there was nothing peaceful about it.
Thank you, caller.
Disrespectful. It was disrespectful.
Thank you, caller. You see, every person will say something different. But video, evidence, will say something different. And what you are seeing on television, on Real Talk, is evidence of misbehavior, of confronting an officer, of taking a garment that belonged to TTPS. You're snatching it and you're running. And then on top of that now, when the officer running behind the individual now, it have other people now coming to hunt bog. You're obstructing the officer now from carrying out his duty. Let me tell you something. The little bit of sense all you have, the little one ounce of sense all you have in all your brain, don't play mad wrong me, you know. Because I will hit the hammer on the nail head. You know, sometimes people say, boy, my son's straight like a needle. A needle have a bend, you know. A needle don't have a bend. So from the time you're bending the needle, it is not a needle anymore. It becomes a piece of iron with an L. It no longer becomes a needle. So know how well you're calling in and know how well you're talking. You see like the caller who called and said racist just now? Let me tell you, partner, you even know what is racist. Take what I tell you earlier. You even know what is racist. In Trinidad, we have different ethnic background. Different. And it's the same thing I was saying yesterday. When you go to the grocery, it has nothing like racist in the grocery, you know. It have nothing like racist in the grocery. When you go to the market, it have nothing like racist. Because all the eating East Indian, Africans, Chinese, Douglas, Spanish, all of them buying the body, all of them buying the pumpkin, all of them buying the dashing bush. Because I have never seen a bottle of pumpkin mark racist or Indian pumpkin and African pumpkin and Chinese pumpkin. Eh? You want to call and tell me I'm a racist? Well, you know what is the meaning of racist? If you knew what is the meaning of racist, you'd never come out your house. Take what I'm telling you. Because when Martin Luther King stood up, he didn't stood up for racists. When Mahatma Gandhi stood up, they didn't stood for racists, they stood for a change. They stood for a change. They didn't business if you're black, you're white, you're green. So if you understand what is racist, you never leave your house. And Trinidad is a little drop in the bucket, a little one by one country. And all I want to talk about race here. How much y'all collect salary grant? Talk about race. All you collect your rent? Talk about race. You ain't get no food card? You're talking about race. You're starving, your belly grumbling, they're going like boulders. And you're talking about race. I am an East Indian. My hair is straight. And I am a black man in Trinidad. I did not born in a white man country. You see, plenty of people talk about race, racist, race. What is the meaning of racist? It's an easy word to come out your mouth. It's an easy word to come out your mouth. Racist, what is the meaning of racist? Call in and explain to the public what is the meaning of racist. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Saieed is a racist. That's very easy to say. Saieed, what is the meaning of racist? No, that's hard for you to explain. Caller, good night. Hello?
And a very good evening to you, Mr. Saieed.
To you, my friend.
When you have a relative in the hospital and they have to do surgery, and they tell you they need 5 donors, 5 pints of blood. When you donate those 5 pints of blood, that is not the blood that is given to the patient. They take 5 from the blood bank. We don't know if it's African blood, if it's Indian blood, whatever.
Thank you, caller.
Blood is not about African and Indian, it's A positive and whatnot. Right? So this nonsense has to stop. 2, the guy who pulled the policeman hat off his head, the commissioner said he wants to have a conversation with him. There is no conversation to be have here. He needs to be charged for assaulting the policeman.
Yes.
Because very soon, they will be going for the policeman gun.
Exactly.
Are we going to have a conversation with them there? And last point, David Abdullah, a person who I had a little confidence with, as I met him in his office at OWTU building. We had a nice long conversation. But I am now beginning to realize that this man is on some kind of substance. He is claiming that the police presence was infringing on the rights of the protesters.
We have thank you, caller. We have a public health regulation effective. You see, the first thing the commissioner not supposed to grant a protest. You're not supposed to grant a protest. I do business what's going on in the part of the world. We have a COVID-19 policy effective in Trinidad. He might get vexed with me. He might get vexed with me. There ain't nothing. There ain't nothing. But if they could charge the people for going in the beach, for breaching the public health regulation, the protesters could get charged. And I don't care who vex. Because all it takes, according to the health minister, all it takes is one COVID-19 positive. You see, he brought out a scale from 1 to 2 to 8 to 16. He brought out a scale. Not because a month passed and they had no COVID-19 surface up here now. What about the asymptomatic? Me hear nobody say nothing more that. I had friends in December month. The very same symptoms that they are following now, they had it in December month. The very same thing. The same thing the CMO talking about, the same thing they had it. They spent $40,000 in a nursing home in order to bypass that in the month of December. So we're going to our next bacchanal now. There were reports that the North Central Regional Health Authority has spent over $500,000 in tents rental as part of its measure for COVID-19. There were documents circulating on social media which shows that the cost of rent for the tent, $541,125. Look, documents. So who paid this money to who? And who is affiliating with who? I never know we have to pay $500,000 for 2 tents. Well, look, I'm going to stop renting tent now. I will make a little investment in a tent rental company. Don't vex with me, because look at the kind of money tent rental making. If I have 420 by 20, you know what is that? There's $1 million a month. Who wouldn't go for that? Who would not go for that? So the person who authorized the check to that company, watch me, that company real lucky. I am not here to bad talk the company, you know. I am here to tell the owner of that company, God give you a blessing. $500,000 for 2 tents. But watch me, all outside giving out charity. I'm telling you, I was giving out charity for our next contract again to rent 2 more 20 by 20 for our next $500,000. All I feel is joke. I wonder how much tent rental company now going to buy 20 by 20 with the windows in it to rent out. Call a good night.
Pleasant evening, Saeed.
To you, my friend.
Saeed, I would like to discuss the issue of the savannah. First of all, there are several crimes that I observed on the savannah. One, theft. When you grab somebody's item, when you touch a woman's person tongue, that is not theft.
Go ahead.
Right? So the first charge is theft. The second charge is assault. When Saeed Abu Bakr put his hand on the police officer's camera, that was assault.
Yes.
And he did it not once, but twice. Right? The young lady and the group immediately around the police officer was breaking the covert act because you can't be less than 6 feet. So that young lady whose face was showing needs to be charged.
And she had no mask, you know.
No mask, and you're up in the policeman's face.
Yes.
That was breaking the covert act.
Yes.
Right? The Abu Bakr then proceeded when the man took his cap, when the man stole his cap and threw it on the ground. Saeed Abu Bakr put himself in between the police and the man.
Look at on video for the viewers.
Obstructing the police in the line of his duty I am particularly disappointed that Saud Abu Bakr is not in jail this afternoon, or out on bail. So we know things that happen different to them than that's happened for me and you.
True, true.
Right? But that I want us to look at it just happened there. Saud Abu Bakr was obstructing the police officer. And you know what is the funny thing? What it appeared to be? I hear the comments being made. We'll put him out, we'll put him out. In other words, game a blind. That's the quote you like to use in Trinidad. Give him a chance now. Give him a chance. You understand? So
Yes.
we'll put him out the protest. Don't arrest him. Don't stop.
Thank you,
We
caller.
continue to return.
Thank you, caller. Well said. But you see, look at this now, eh? The female is walking right up to the policeman. And the policeman who has the law in his hand, he have to step back. Look at that. He have to step back. He have the law in his hand and he have to step back. Just imagine that. So that is the signal that you are sending to protesters in Trinidad. I tell you, we have it back to front. If that was one of my intelligence officers, boy, you're making joke. Run, you know. Run. Because the law is the law. The law is the law. So viewers, we have about 10 minutes in the show again tonight. Now remember, we have one more call. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Said.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Said, that $541,000 that they pay for that rent at tent. Just take $20,000 and buy one renter tent, and they have it for 5 years.
Thank
instead of $541,000.
Thank you.
Right? And then the commissioner is right there, and they take out the policeman hat, individual, and they get no charge. Why did they open all the religious mosque and temple and church and everything for the people to go and pray? The protest is more better than the praying.
No, you see, there now we get people gathering to pray to God.
Yeah.
Thank you, caller. You go have innocent people gathering in temple and the church and the mosque to pray to God. That shouldn't be. We go grant the protest. And the commissioner has been talking about if a man pull a gun at you. What you do? Part of a police officer garment was taken from his head without permission. And nothing happened. Nothing. Just how all of them have the rights to take out their phone and videotape. Just so the officer had rights to walk with his camcorder to videotape. We back to front, but today's only Tuesday. Let me wait till Friday and see what's going to happen. So now viewers, back to my main thing. Remember I've been asking you all to contribute $1,000, $1,500 to the Rape Crisis Center. It's a hand race in that. It's a hand race in that. Because rape ain't have no color. It's a hand no hairstyle. And it's a hand no religion. Who vex, you know. By the stock plane, you can't stop me. So viewers, remember, I have the car give out is one of many, right? You contribute $1,000, $1,500, more or less we're looking at $1,500, so I'll keep it at the $1,500. Contribute to $1,500 towards the building of the Rape Crisis Center, which we have no race and protesting. It's for the public, you understand? Now we have the land is in Palmas, in San Fernando area. That is where the land is. It's 2 acres of land, right? It's there. So what I need is your contribution of $1,500 per person towards, we need to raise $10 million without wasting. We need to raise $10 million in order to do this structure. This structure is not about race. It is not about religion. It's not about the color of your skin or how you twist your hair. No, it's not about that. It's not about that. So I'm asking you all to contribute towards the building of this center. It will be the only one in Trinidad and Tobago and the only one in the Caribbean. So I didn't cater for the East Indian, or I didn't cater for the African, or I didn't cater for the Chinese, as the guy called and said, Saieed, you're a racist. I hope you have no daughters. And I'm saying it bold. Because today, tomorrow, something happened to them. Let me see what you're going to do. You're vexed, you're vexed. You're running no ad here. And I'm proud to say it. So if viewers, I need your help in raising $10 million to this structure. Like I said, we have many cars to give away. 1,500 will give you a chance to own a car. To own a car. You never know, you might be the lucky one. It's not gambling. We're not in a raffle thing. I am a Muslim. I'm not going on that road. I'm not going on that road. When you come in to donate, Saieed, we come in to make a donation of 1,500. I will take your name, I will take your contact number, and I will take your address. And it will go on a piece of paper about this big. Your name, your contact, and your address. It will go into a box. It's one of many cars. It's one of many cars. They say if groceries given away cars, spend $3,000 and you're entitled to win a car. You just have raffles, but we're not any raffle thing. As a Muslim, I won't go down a gambling road. We are raising charitable funds to put up a structure that is needed in Trinidad and Tobago. So we are giving away a car, one of many. Drop the car, guys. One of many cars. The car's cruise control, camera back and front, power window, power steering, air condition, automatic. I believe it's GPS system. The full works. Fog lights, rims. So there's a lot of features. Dual AC unit, front and back. You know, so leather interior. Power deck. It's fully loaded. Kia Cerato K3, one of many that you are seeing on screen, is one of many. So viewers, please contribute. I'm asking from my heart. This is a center, will be in Trinidad, one of a kind, the only in Trinidad. That is why I am pushing for this. Because we don't have a center like this in Trinidad. We have YTC for children. We have the battered women's home. We have the MSP prison and Golden Grove for hardback man. We have the children hospital. Well, we have no children in it yet. We want to build a rape crisis center. Like I said, people from the US and Canada have started sending their little $1,000, their little $1,500 donation. Because Saieed, when we hear what you're saying and we realize how rape is taking place in Trinidad, and that will be the only center and the only positive thing that anyone could do. It's fitting in my back pocket, my side pocket, it's fitting. And the money you are contributing, it's going inside pocket. I have. You can't walk in my shoes, you can't walk in my lifestyle. I spending over $1 million just to keep a program for people to call in and vent their concerns. But at the end of the day, it's not about what Saieed have. I work damn hard for what I want. 16, 17, 15 hours a day. How many of you making that? As you get up in the morning, 2 hours, 3 hours, and you walk and you want to go back home. But nevertheless, viewers, it's not about that. It's about coming together. It's about coming together. After everything is said and done, we're coming together to contribute 1,500. Like I said, with 1,500, 7,000, 8,000 people contribute 1,500, we will build our center. We will build the center for the females. If you consider your wife to be precious to you, and you consider your daughter and your sister to be precious to you, contribute something. It's not going in nobody's pocket. That I could tell you. So viewers, this is what I'm bringing to you. It already time to lock off? All right. Viewers, we're out of time for tonight. But nevertheless, tomorrow is Wednesday. We will be right here with you. There's the media briefing tomorrow, so we would not have our rerun tomorrow. But hopefully Thursday, we will have our rerun of Wednesday night. Be safe. Enjoy the night until we meet again. 339-1670, 238-6716 to make your contribution. Be safe. Good night.